Hi everyone, you're all welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheyi. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make a Bubu Kaftan. It's a short Bubu Kaftan, not that short at that. That is what we'll be learning how to make today. And this tutorial, the length is 43 inches. The length is actually 42 inches. I have 1.5 inches for this seam for joining it at the down parts. So guys, to all my subscribers, I'm very grateful to those who have been watching, liking and commenting on my videos. Thank you all. So now let's get started with the tutorial. Like you all know, we normally have our starting line of either 1 inch or ½ inch. So that is what we are doing now. We're going to be rolling the starting line so that we can now start inputting our measurements. So I hope you guys get to see this video very well, because I've tried other chalks and they are not visible enough. So I hope this blue chalk is visible for you guys to see. So that's the starting point. Then now we're not going to roll the length of the sleeve. The length of the sleeve is 26 inches, but I'm going to mark 20 inches on this dress because the remaining 6 inches is for the band. So you mark 20 inches all the way down so that you can roll and have a straight line. That way you get to cut off the excess fabric you don't need. By the way, before we continue guys, this pattern, this fabric is folded into 4. This, the way you're seeing it, is folded into 4. You know how you fold your fabric? Now you fold into 2, then you fold again, because there's not going to be any zip at the back of this dress, and because it is a Bubu dress, it is being folded into 4. So we are rolling our straight line now. Rolling our straight line 20 inches all the way to the end of the dress. So after that, we're now going to cut off what we don't need. So now, after cutting that part up, we're going to have to get our shoulder. The shoulder for this tutorial is 16 inches divided by 2, that's 8 inches. But because it is a Bubu that is cut together with sleeve, we don't need that 8 inches. Now we are using the neck depth of 4 inches and the neck width of 4 inches. That's the wideness of the neck is 4 inches. The depth is 4 inches. So you connect it together. Then for the back, I'll be using 1.5 for this tutorial. Like I said, it doesn't have a zip, so I want it to be able to, I want the client, when she's wearing it, for you to be able to enter her head properly. Then on the sleeve length here, the end of this dress on this side, you go down by 2 inches because we are getting our shoulder slope. So from that 2 inches, you will connect it to the neckline. You connect it to the width of the neck, the way you're seeing it, like that. So after doing that, you will now have to mark your ½ inch for joining at the top parts here, because we're going to be using ½ inch to join it. So you mark your ½ inch all the way down. So guys, now the sleeve length is going to be 18 inches. We're going to, around sleeve is 16 inches. Divided by 2, that's 8 inches. So whatever you have on the round sleeve, don't remove anything from it. That is what we are going to be using. So we are using 16 inches. Sorry guys, I said 18. We are using 16 inches for the round sleeve because we are going to gather it at that end to get some pleats when we are attaching it to the band. Then the hip length is 25 inches, so you mark your 25 inches that way. So you mark your 25 inches. We don't need any breast points or underbust for this tutorial. It is just the hip length and the full length of the dress. Yeah, so you rule your line on the hip line. Yeah, so that is what we are doing. Then you have to put her hip measurements, the client's hip measurements. For this tutorial, I am using, her hip is 11 inches, that's divided by 4, we have 44. Then you now add 2 or 3 inches to it. So you mark the same thing on the end, the hemline of the dress. Then you rule a straight line. Whatever hip measurement the clients have, if you want it very wide, you can add 4 inches. If you want it moderate a little bit, you can add 2 inches or 3 inches. So on the sleeve length here, you just go in by 2 inches. Then from that, then you connect it to the hip point, just the way you're seeing it, like that, so that you can get your curve. So you curve it from that sleeve length of 16 inches, you curve it to the hip line, then straight down. After that, we are now going to cut it off. So we are cutting the back neckline first. Yeah, we're cutting the back neckline first. You cut the back neckline, then after cutting, you will now cut off the shoulder with the ½ inch you added for seam allowance. So after cutting, we're now going to cut from the sleeve length down to the hip length, down to the full length of the dress. That is what we are cutting now, guys. Cut, we're cutting. So after cutting, the next thing is to now cut. Yeah, so before we cut the neckline, if you want it fitted, like if you want it to be slim, to have that pencil look at the down parts, you can just go in by 2 inches. Yes, you can go in by 2 inches and you rule it, you connect it down. But I'm not going to do that because my client is pregnant, so she needs something that will be free for her to walk around. Okay, so now we're not going to cut the neckline for the front. You remove the back one like that. After removing the back one, then you will now cut the front neckline. So you cut the front neckline. You have to blend it very well. Yeah, just the way you're seeing me doing, like that. So we're now going to open it up. After we open it up, you take it backside, facing backside. Then you will now join the shoulder together with the ½ inch seam allowance you added. Yes, so after that, I'll now come back and show you guys how it is. So guys, I have joined the shoulder with ½ inch on both sides. Yes, so the next thing I'm going to do now is now to run a loose stitch or a gather stitch on the sleeve, so that we can gather it to have our plates. We have our band of where we are fixing it of 6 inches. Yeah, we're going to measure 6 inches. When you open it, that's 12 inches. So you add ½ inch sewing allowance to the band. Yes, so that is it. Then the length of the band, we're cutting 20 inches now because we're cutting both the two bands together. Yes, so that is what we're doing. After cutting, you rule your lines to make sure you get a very straight line, so your band can be straight. Yeah, then we're folding it into two because the two bands are together. So we now divide it so that we can get our separate band. So after that, you'd take one of the band, you place it backside, facing backside. Yeah, like so. Then you will now sew with half inch or 0.25. After you sew, I did it on one of the band. I just want to show you the way I did it. After sewing with half inch on the side, so you want to turn it. While turning, you make sure the two seam align with each other. Make sure you place them together like that, then you will now turn. So when you turn, you're going to have something like this. You will now go to your machine and sew with 0.25 just to hold it down, so that when you're attaching it to your sleeve, it doesn't shift. This is what you will do. So now guys, we've now run a gather stitch on our sleeve. Yeah, we've run a gather stitch on it, so we're going to drag it 5 inches to one side. Yeah, we already have the shoulder line there, so that indicates the middle point. So you drag from one end to the other end like 5 inches on both sides, because the round sleeve circumference for our ankle is 10 inches. So that is what you're going to do. After you do that, you will now join with half inch on the side all the way down to the end of the dress. Yeah, so after joining it with half inch, you take your band, you put it inside, like backside facing backside, the way you're seeing it like that. So you make sure the seam align with each other. Yes, then you will now sew it with 0.5 or round. You will do that for the two sleeves. After that, I will now show you how it look like. So guys, we've attached our band to our sleeve, and that is how it is looking. It is easy and pretty. We did that for the two side. Yeah, we did that for the two side, and I have also join the sides together with the half inch like I said earlier on. Then the hemline also, I also close the hem line. And now the next thing is our neckline. So we are going to take a bias strip and close the neckline, finish it up. So soulmates, we've now finished our neckline with a bias. You can see it is very neat. There's one thing about bias, it just make your work easy and neat. Yeah, so that is the full outcome of the dress. It is very fine and easy to make. Yeah, so guys, this is it on the mannequin. It is very fine. Yeah, that's the sleeve. Look at the way it's bouncing. It is pretty, and that's the full length of the dress on the mannequin.